it's Jess from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a recommendation video for you for some sweet and swoony romance heroes. So I did this video like 2 years ago, I think. I did a bad boy romance video and a good guy romance video, and then like 6 months ago I did smart and swoony, which I thought I did sweet and swoony, but I did smart and swoony. So these are the sweet heroes in the romance novels who are not afraid to tell a girl that he loves her, are all in when it comes to romance, are all in when it comes to showing the girl that he loves her, and just does the sweetest things for her. This video is actually inspired by the book I'm currently reading, and that is The Happy Ever After Playlist by Abby Jimenez. This is a book I'm almost done with, so I have 70 pages left, but I figured, I mean, it's so far a 4 out of 5 star read. We will see. It all depends on the end if I'm gonna have a 5 star or not. I don't know yet, but so far I'm really enjoying this. And this is about a guy named Jason who is actually a rock star, and it is about a girl named Sloane, and she is from The Friend Zone, the first book in this series. I don't want to say too much about her character because it does spoil book 1, but she finds a dog and she is kind of in a weird funk in her life right now, and so the dog is adorable. She takes him in, and then she calls the tag and she goes to the vet, and they can't get a hold of the owner, and it's been 2 weeks now. She's grown really attached to this dog, and the owner finally reaches out and says, "Hey, I'm a musician, I'm on tour in Australia, like, thanks for taking care of my dog, but I'm taking it back when I get home." And then they end up having a flirty banter through text, and then they meet in real life, and Sloane, like I said, has a troubled life right now, and so she doesn't want to commit to anything, but Jason is like literally head over heels and will do anything for her, and he's so sweet, so charming, and I love him so much. There was an excerpt in here, like a paragraph that I put on my Instagram stories. He was like, I didn't want to be away from her. They had literally known each other for like a day in real life, and he's like, I want to sleep on her couch, I don't want to go home because I don't want to spend any time away from her. And I was like, why is he so swoony? Oh my gosh, I love him. We'll see how this book ends, but so far I'm absolutely loving it. So if you want a nice, sweet hero, check this out. Next is an audiobook I listened to on Audible Escape, and it is Mr. Bodyguard, and this one is also a celebrity romance. Our main character Xander is getting a gig as a bodyguard for the first time, and he's the kind of guy who like literally falls head over heels for anybody he's dating. He just falls in love really quickly, and his previous girlfriend broke up with him kind of out of the blue, and he's just like completely lost. This is actually book 4 in the series, by the way, but it's the first one I read in the series. They can all be read as standalones, it's fine. Though I fell in love with the family in this book, so I have already, now I'm listening to book 2, I think, in the series. I'm just going way out of order. I think it's book 4 in the series. There's a lot in this series. I don't remember the specific number now that I think about it, but he gets the job of bodyguard. He's just like this big muscular black guy. That's who Xander is. And Aloha is the kind of Hannah Montana kind of character. She's 23 now, so she's touring as a singer, but she grew up on a kind of like Disney show where she was a pop star singer on the Disney show, and he's her bodyguard, and all of his family places bets on how long it'll take Xander to fall head over heels for Aloha. And so it's their romance. Xander, like I said, falls head over heels really quickly, and he is so overprotective of her. I mean, he is her bodyguard, but he would really do that anyways, and it's just super sweet. And I was laughing out loud at this book. They did kind of get to know each other through text first before they actually met in real life, because she knew that he was hired as a bodyguard, and she was trying to like get him to quit because she wanted her old bodyguard to stay with her. So it was really cute. Xander was just such a lovable character, and I loved how sweet he was, and he didn't want to like overstep any boundaries when certain things happened as like a professional standpoint, because he is her bodyguard. I loved it so much. I would definitely recommend picking this up. Then I have The Forbidden Man by Karina Halley. This one is about Talia, who had a pretty bad divorce from her husband, obviously her ex-husband, and he, I believe, was the owner of the soccer team that she was a trainer on, an athletic trainer there, and so she needs a fresh start, so she decides to go to Madrid and work for their soccer team. She is in, I think, her late 30s, and Alejo, who is a 23-year-old soccer player, likes her, and he is on the team, and it's the Forbidden Man because their romance is forbidden because they work together, but Alejo, I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Alejo? I think that's how you say it. Yeah, he is so sweet, and he's so charismatic and smooth with, like, you know, the Spanish way, and he just, like, is so respectful of her, but still like, hey, I really like you. And she's like, okay, but we have like a 15-year age gap. And he's like, I don't care, I really like you. And it's so cute. I was swooning the whole time over his character and how much he really liked her and how much he was willing to prove to her that he liked her. And when they went on that trip together, it was super sweet. I don't want to spoil too much. It is a chunky book too, and definitely a slow burn, but I would really recommend this if you want a nice, sweet athlete in a book. The next book I have is in a series, but these can be read as standalones, and that is With Every Heartbeat by Linda Cage. This is about Zoe, who has moved to college with her best friend. She left a really bad situation at home and really didn't tell them where she was going, and so her best friend has a secret, and she's the only one who knows her best friend's secret, so she won't tell anybody. And Zoe kind of starts liking her best friend's boyfriend, Quinn Hamilton. He is, I think he's the quarterback of the football team in college. This is new adult, and he is such a sweet guy. He really cares for his girlfriend, and he's super nice to Zoe, so Zoe gets a crush. His girlfriend's not that nice. Zoe's friend ends up being a really bad character, and I feel like it was a little annoying when I was reading about how dramatic her character was, but it still worked for me because I loved Quinn and Zoe's relationship so much, and he was just such the gentleman, and he really cared about Zoe as a friend first, and like it's his girlfriend's best friend, and so he really treated her with respect and was really nice to her, and I'm pretty sure there's no cheating in here. I can't say with 100% accuracy that there is no cheating in here, but from what I remember, I don't think there was any, but this was super sweet, and I loved Quinn's character, and I definitely can't wait for the next book, because like this author does a really good job of building up relationships of the characters, so you're dying for that couple's book. I would recommend the series. Then we have 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. I know a lot of people really didn't like this after The Hating Game was so big. I really enjoyed this. I did get an early copy of this, so I read it before everyone else was reading it, so I didn't know people didn't like it, and I really enjoyed it. I think I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. Darcy is a twin, and she is renovating her grandmother's house, and her brother are kind of at odds right now, and when they were growing up, her brother's best friend was Tom, and he was always like 1% hers, 99% her brother's, and then Tom is actually a contractor, I believe, in helping her redo her grandma's house. Sparks start flying, and it was so adorable. I love this book though because of Tom. He was just such a sweet character, and I loved him so much, and he was just kind of like your friendly neighbor. He didn't really have a good home life, so he was over at her house all the time, and I did like the fact that he didn't want to like disrespect his best friend by like making a move on his sister, but it was really cute, and I could not recommend this enough because of Tom's sweet character. Then we have the Bromance Book Club by Alyssa K. Adams. I feel like everybody knows about this book, but it was just so gosh darn sweet because we have our main character. Gavin and Thea are having marital issues, and Gavin's a professional baseball player, and he also has a stutter, and he doesn't know why Thea's unhappy in their marriage. He didn't think anything was wrong, and then one night it kind of all comes out, and he decides to join a book club his friends have where they use romances to woo their women and like get them back. And so they're currently reading a historical romance of a married couple who needs like to find that spark again, and so we get snippets of that book, which I loved, and this was so cute because the whole book is literally Gavin trying to win his wife back. So obviously he's gonna be sweet about it. He's super dedicated to her and like really wants to know what's happening and what he can do for her, and Thea's sister keeps on pushing him away and making him feel like the bad guy, but he is doing anything in his power to get her back, and I really like this. And book 2 unfortunately was not my favorite. I gave book 2 3 stars because it was a sister who's a very harsh, snarky character, and I didn't really like her with such a good guy in there because Mac was a really good guy in that book, so if you want to try it out you can for the good guy aspect, but I wasn't a fan of the sister's character, but this is super sweet. The next one I have is Fumbled by Alexa Martin. This is book 2 in the Playbook series, I think. This one is my favorite out of the the 3. Book 3 was a really miss for me. Book 1 I think I gave 4 stars. I gave this one 5 stars. This is about Poppy, and she is a single mom. She had a high school sweetheart named TK, and he is now a professional football player, and her son is his, and so he comes back in their life, and he did not know that he had a son. It is very sweet. I really liked TK's character and how he kind of got back into their lives and how he really respected Poppy, and I love how Poppy has to infiltrate the football wives. That was a huge part of book 1, and I really liked it in here because we do get characters from book 1 and we get the characters from book 3 and this as well. So the whole, not family dynamic, but like found family dynamic, I really liked in this, and I really love the romance. And the last one is pretty much built around the epitome of a good guy, and that is The Guy on the Right by Kate Stewart. This one is about Theo, who he's always like the not so good looking guy of like the hot guys, but he's always like the nice guy, never gets the girls. And so he's at a party and runs into the heroine, I'm blanking on her name, and she is on the phone. I think she's like in the middle of a breakup, and so they start talking and they agree to be friends, and they don't know each other's faces though because it's super dark out. They don't know what each one of them looks like, so they have to like leave it up to serendipity if they meet again. It's a very cute book. We have Theo, who is kind of friend-zoned, I guess, because she kind of swears off guys, but he's always the good guy, and I just really liked it. He kind of is insecure about the fact that his roommate is like the hot guy on campus and always gets girls revolving in and out. He's kind of like the Chandler from Friends, where Joey like brings all the girls home and Chandler like gives them breakfast. That's literally Theo. So I really liked it. I would recommend this, and I did enjoy book 2. I have not read yet book 3, but we'll see how that goes. And those are some good guy romances for you. They're the sweet and swoony heroes that you just want to take home for yourself. I love that kind of hero. It's making me fall in love with romance all over again. I was kind of in a funk where I wasn't reading good romances, and so I read a ton of fantasy and not romances for a while, but reading this has gotten me way in the mood again for romance, so I'm excited to finish it. This comes out on the 14th, so check it out when it comes out. And that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.